Hi, this is Frank Warren. You're watching Lights Out.
Christopher Lovejoy, you big bum bitch. I'll fight you Nevada, Bracknell, UK, US, wherever you want it. I'm not the binman that are 0-50 that you have been fighting. So let's get it on, cunt. Have that.
This is FAISAL Khan for Lights Out, and with me via Zoom, I'm delighted to be joined by Christopher Lovejoy. Pleasure as always, Christopher. Thank you for joining us. And I'm also delighted to be joined by Owen Pirong Harris. Thank you for taking your time out as well to speak to us, Owen.
No worries.
Owen and Christopher today, a bit of beef over Instagram. Firstly, start with Christopher. There's been a lot of talk the last few days about a potential fight with British heavyweight Solomon Dakers. We don't know what the situation with that in terms of going forward, or whether that fight's going to happen, but out of nowhere comes Owen Pirong Harris, who's called out Christopher. Owen's had a couple of white-collar amateur fights. He says he wants to get straight into the mix. Christopher, you're gaining a lot of publicity, and it seems a lot of people want a piece of Christopher Lovejoy.
Well, first off, thanks for having me. I would have never got on here if you didn't message me. You know, the guy was pretty disrespectful, but you know, I don't really let stuff get to me. So thanks for having me. And Owen, thanks for being here. You know, I'm just here for the smoke, man. You know how I do.
No disrespect to Owen. He's had a couple of amateur fights. He's still yet to start off as a professional. Is this something that you would like to entertain, Christopher, if it was possible?
I mean, of course I entertain him. You know, I entertain anybody who wants to step up to me, because I got top guys in the world scared to fight me. So if you're really serious, I'll definitely entertain it. You know, we can either do it on a sparring session, a real fight, or expedition. You know, I'm up for whatever, man. I don't turn down no favors. I sign contracts with everybody. You know, things always fall apart out of my control, whether it be the promotional contract issue I had in October with Matchroom and Don King, or fighters back out. But I'm with all the smoke. That's what I do.
Owen, you stepped up on Instagram today. You've called Christopher out. You obviously said a few things, which I don't think Christopher was too happy with. You know, and again, no disrespect, but you've had a couple of white-collar fights. Christopher's a professional heavyweight, regardless of what we think of his record. He's 19-0. He's a professional, 19 wins by knockout. What makes you so confident that you're capable of not only getting in the ring with Christopher, but also beating him? Owen, that's all right. As I was saying, Christopher's an undefeated heavyweight, 19 wins by 19 knockouts. Regardless of what people think about his record, you know, he's still stepped in the ring. He's still beat what's been put in front of him. You've had a couple of white-collar fights. I respect the fact that you think you're capable of getting in the ring with Christopher. But what makes you so certain that you're capable of beating a professional heavyweight that's had 19 fights and won all by knockout?
Because if I didn't back myself, there'd be no point in doing it. For one, none at all. What's the point in going in if you don't think you can beat everyone and anyone? I'm sure Christopher thinks the same about everyone he's going to face. Yeah, good respect for him, and thought, you know, go in first, the best. You know, his record speaks for itself. He has a very good record. You know, obviously, as I said, you know, you fight Binman. The people that you fought, their records aren't incredible, but you know, you went in, you fought them, you beat them. So credit to you. But I believe it would be different with me.
Christopher, Owen says you fought Binman. Obviously, a lot of people in the UK have questioned your record. There's no secret in denying that. But you know who you've beat. You know what you've had to do. Unfortunately, the fight with Dave Allen last year didn't happen. What's your response to Owen claiming that most of your opponents were Binman, and what have you got to say about that?
Well, I mean, boxing is no game, you know, especially heavyweight boxing. You know, this is not a game. It's not something you play with. You know, you risk your health, you risk your life, you risk long-term permanent damage from boxing. It's nothing that you can play with and just discredit whoever anyone's fought, whether on an amateur level or professional level. You know, you're fighting big, strong guys, you know, who try come in and take your head off with 10-ounce gloves. So, you know, he's never had that experience. So he must look from the outside looking in, probably think that, maybe you can compete with these type of guys, but it's not that easy. And if it was that easy, everyone would be 19-0. Everyone would go fight the guys I fought. People go down there all the time and lose. You know what I'm saying? And that's like I say, it's not too many people, especially heavyweight, to even get this kind of record. So, like I say, more power to him. He's 0-0. I don't know if I don't know his background, if he had any amateur fights before, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see you at the top.
Oh, and people will say to you that what you're potentially thinking of doing is seen as crazy. You've not had much experience in the amateurs and of course the professional game. What qualities do you present, and what do you see in Christopher that makes you so confident of beating him? Owen, as I said before, obviously he was interrupted by, I believe it was bad reception. People will say that what you're thinking of doing is suicidal. You've not got much experience, especially in the boxing world. But again, is this something you're actually 100% serious about? And why should Christopher entertain it when he's a professional boxer? And with all due respect, you haven't had any experience in the professional side of boxing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, people will say that, but the more people doubt it, the more people, hate it or whatever. It will fuel me more. That's what drives me. The more doubt people have on me, the better I become. I know that for a fact. No matter what it's been in my life, that's what I've gone and done. So I'm very confident that I can do that and deliver it.
Christopher, you are in boxing obviously to, become successful. Try and, perhaps one day get to a world title, and obviously you want to financially secure yourself and your family's financial situation as well, which of course I highly respect. As I mentioned, Owen hasn't got a professional license yet. I mean, would you actually entertain this if Owen was willing to get a professional license and get up to the weight that's required for a heavyweight? Or is this just a sort of simple sparring session for you?
Well, like I say, I would definitely entertain it, I mean, however we can do it, it doesn't really matter. I don't have a promoter. So, I mean, he would have to get a promoter. And they're not going to sanction and give me this would be what they'll call an easy win. They're going to say the same thing. He goes from fighting the guys, level competition he's been fighting, and now he wants to fight a guy 0-0. So they're not going to take me serious. So now, if he wants to set up an exhibition or maybe an actual sanctioned fight somewhere, I'll gladly show up, But on my end, with the promoters I know, they won't even entertain it because someone has to be bringing something to the table. And this is kind of like, what I went through, when I was coming into boxing, I had no amateur fights. And it was like, okay, so what? You can't fight this guy. You don't have no fights. You got to prove yourself. I'm just doing this interview with you because I know you and you've been supporting me. And a lot of people are trying to come on the bandwagon now who want to support me. So I'm supporting who support me. I would have never got on the phone with him. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but it's a lot of people. I get 1,000 DMs. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm not doing it. It's overload now. So, like I said, no disrespect. If you get him a couple wins, get him a couple fights, maybe we can approach this another day. But right now, I mean, I can't see it happening.
Owen, you've got to understand the fact that he's a professional boxer. He wants to get into the world title scene as soon as possible. He's undefeated as well. There's, Solomon Dakers has done well for, coming up as an amateur, and a lot of people are, making him out to be a big thing in the sport of boxing, and he is a really talented fighter. Dave Allen's also willing to come out of retirement. Christopher's obviously at that level. Owen, sell yourself. Why should Christopher get in the ring with you? The floor's all yours.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Chris, do you know what? You have been incredible, lad. No matter, so you said at the start it was disrespectful. No matter what I threw out, you look like you took it quite well as banter. So it's credit to you for that. And to sell myself, well, I can do that by keep making videos on Instagram to entertain, or I could do it in the ring. There's only so much talking can actually do. So, I'm young, I'm hungry, I'm powerful, I'm quick, and I'm batshit crazy, and I want to do something that, as you said yourself, people are going to call suicide mission, kamikaze. And if Chris says I need to go get a few wins, I'll go get a few wins. and then we'll knock on the door then. But I don't think I'll need the few wins to entertain it.
Christopher, your response to that?
Well, like I say, I'm gonna stand on what I said. You know, go develop a name for yourself, get a couple wins, and we can reapproach it. You know, I'm still here. I'm fighting February 27th, by the way. I'm going to Mexico. I just got off the phone with them. They got me 5 opponents. So I'll be fighting February 27th. So I'll be 20-0. I mean, he got to catch up. Depending on how long he take, I might be 30-0. You know, I might be out of reach. Right now, he got action. You know, but like I said, if but I like like I said, he might be able to get in my camp somehow. But he got to show me something, man. He got to show me a sparring session, man. I got to do how these guys did me when I was coming up. You got to show me some film, some sparring session, man, because somebody might get hurt if you never fight. Do you have any amateur fights?
Yeah, I've had white collar fights. Not a official amateur record, but white collar. So I've never been hurt.
Oh.
So
okay. Well, yeah. Are you heavyweight?
Yeah, I'm at heavyweight. I may not look it in the video, but I am heavyweight.
Okay.
Currently,
like I said, we can reapproach it. You know what I'm saying? I followed you on Instagram, even though you was disrespectful. And let's see how it go. I'll see you at the top. Because I'm here, man.
As Owen mentioned, Christopher, and as obviously you mentioned, you get a lot of people that send a lot of hate towards your way. You get a lot of people that are, I'm pretty sure, effing and blinding over posts or DMs. It's all part of social media, unfortunately, these days. But Owen's got something specific written about you in his bio on Instagram. I'm not going to obviously repeat it because I'm pretty sure you've seen it, and he's had a lot to say about him. And I said to him before you come on, he's either crazy in the head or he's got a big ton of cojones. So, I mean, obviously, it's caused a bit of a stir for you because he's got your attention. What did you make of Owen's, his sort of way of approaching you today on social media?
This is the thing. He's not the first one to do it, I attack the hatred with kindness, you know what I'm saying? I kill him with kindness. This is how I do it. So, it was just kind of funny to me. It doesn't bother me at all. It's not the first. I'm sure it's not gonna be the last. I get so much hate, so much love from on that side of the water. It don't really bother me. I just use it to fuel me, And I look so good in that picture, man. I had to repost it, man. I had to repost it. That's one of my favorite pictures, man. So, and as far as what he got in his bio, that don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't do it in the ring. So, it's just what they call banter. It don't bother me. I prefer he keep it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I forgot to screenshot it and post it. But I got kids and stuff watching, so I won't put too much profanity on there. But it's cool. It don't matter.
Owen, you said a lot today on social media.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound too big-headed, but I don't think this opportunity will come your way for perhaps maybe a very, very long time, unless you do what Christopher said, that's go out there and get a few wins and build, some sort of record. He's in front of you right now. You've got him on the other line.
Yeah.
Don't hold back on him. I know he can take it. He's a fighting man. So again, the floor's all yours.
Yeah, you want me to give me a number? How many fights do you want me to have? How many do you want me to win? You said you want it done. What do you want?
When I started, people told me to get more than 10. I mean, honestly, if you get 4 or 5 wins, I can run about some promoters I got out here, and they'll let you fight me. I got Glenn Johnson Promotions, Road Warrior Promotions in Florida. I got Stephen Reed Promotions in Vegas. I mean, they easy sanction that fight if you got 5 pro fights. Because based on my wins, I'm actually like low like that. Based on the quality of opposition, they actually rank me with like 10 or less fights. So, I can go both ways. I can get ranked high for a big fight, or I can get ranked low based on low competition. So, I mean, if you get 5 fights, I mean, we probably can make something happen.
Yeah, we'll get 5 fights. Obviously, I'm in lockdown in the UK at the minute. So, by the end of 2022, I reckon 5 fights would have been very easily attainable.
I mean, into 2022, man, I might be fighting for a few world titles by then. I'm one fight away from title. You better get on it. You better get on it.
You got to keep your eye before you go for your world titles, lad. You got to keep your eye.
Do you know what, Chris? I mean, I understand you're a professional boxer, but I just, in some way, I've got to say he's got a massive pair of cojones for calling you out. You know, I've got to give him a bit of respect for that. But no,
Well,
listen, that's it's the fight game. We're not all here to be friends. I mean, I understand how the fight game works. Sometimes this is probably the only way forward to get someone's attention is send a bit of hatred out over social media. You've taken it quite well, Chris, and respect to you for entertaining this with Owen, who's still an amateur fighter, who hopefully one day he can get a couple of wins under his belt, and who knows, because Christopher, at the moment, a lot of people from the UK are really interested in fighting you, including Dave Allen and Solomon Dakers.
I got this little speakerphone. Listen, as far as all that stuff, man, I mean, if you say he got, the big cojones and all that, I mean, you ain't gotta have big cojones to just say what you say on Instagram. You have to have big cojones to actually want the fight, actually show up to the fight, and actually do the things. Because anybody can, go online and say this stuff. But the serious part is when it's actual possibility, and the actual bluff is called. It's not really a possibility for us to fight right now. So anybody can come on here and say, like, so he's basically you can do what he's doing. Chris, I want to fight you. I don't have any professional fights, but I'll beat you. You ain't gotta have no big cojones to say that. I could tell my daughter, my son, or anybody to say that. But reality is, it's not really possible. Now, if it's possible, and that's when this is why, if you look around with the division, it's not a lot of heavyweights calling heavyweights out, because their bluff is going to get called. And, oh, you sure you want this fight? Is this a possibility for this fight to happen? Okay, let's make it happen. And then someone to back out, someone to get injured, and the fight won't happen because they know someone's going to call the bluff. I'm serious when I call these fighters out, because it can really happen, and they're going to call my bluff, and yeah, it's going to happen. So
you're going to be returning to the UK, I'm hoping, within this year. As you said,
as soon as the lockdown is up, fight or no fight, I'm coming out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get some work in with Joe Joyce, and possibly Anthony Joshua. 100%.
Would you?
When you come UK, drop me a message. We'll do a spar at the minimum.
Would you welcome a sparring session with Owen? A sparring session?
Yeah.
How do you think that spar would go, Owen, if you got the opportunity to jump in the ring with Christopher for a couple of rounds during the sparring session?
It's a spar, so neither of us are going to go in there like a fight trying to actually batter someone, is it? So it's a spar. You go in there with the respect. You go in there to win. You don't go in there. You're not going in. I'm not going to go into a spar to knock 10 bells out of him. He's not going to do it to me. He might do, because maybe the videos have just nibbled him a little bit, but I can't see that being the case. But I think it would be, if we did 3 rounds, probably 2 10-9 rounds to me, 1 to him. I'll be generous.
Christopher, I've never seen you spar. I don't know what you're like in sparring, but what happens if young Owen does get in the ring with you for a 3-round spar?
Well, you can only base it on, his experience and my experience. I just don't see he has the experience to last, a round or 2. I don't think that he has the experience to give me a good sparring session. So based on what I see and what I've been through and the sparring sessions I've been in and fights I've been in, my experience versus his experience, I don't see him landing a solid punch, and I see him probably quitting after midway through the first round.
You'd have to kill me to make me quit. I'll tell you that now.
So that's just, you asked me my opinion. That's what I said.
Guys,
when you come to the UK, we can get a spar on. We'll do that as a minimum. Do 3 rounds.
Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We're hoping Christopher does return to the UK as soon as possible, because, like I said, I've known Christopher quite a while. He's always given us his time, and I really want to see Christopher fight someone in the UK. And if it does come down for a fight with Solomon Dakers or Dave Allen, I'm pretty sure he'd be more than happy to give Owen an opportunity for a bit of sparring. Christopher, final message to Owen, and Owen, vice versa, final message to Christopher. I'll leave the floor with you guys.
Like I said, once again, thanks for having me. Whenever you need to holler, tap in with me. As far as Owen go, I can say all type of disrespectful things. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to show up and be a gentleman. you know, get the 4 or 5 wins, man, and we'll holler. You know, that's all. If I come out there and you're around, you know, we can spar a little bit. That's all I got to say.
And Owen?
Yeah, same. Thank you for having me. So obviously, it's an incredible opportunity for myself, obviously, as an amateur, getting the time to talk to you and obviously yourself, Christopher. I'll get the 4 or 5 wins. Don't you worry about that. And then by that time, we'll see if we need to do the spar a week or if we can go straight to the fight. But when you're in the UK, if it's before the 4 or 5 wins, we'll definitely have a spar. I don't see why not.
Right, well, guys, I don't control your social media accounts, but take it easy online. As Christopher said, there are kids following him, and I'm pretty sure the same with you as well, Owen. It made my day seeing that, and appreciate you both coming on here. Owen, massive respect to you for coming on, and Christopher, pleasure as always, my friend. And stay in contact, and we look forward to speaking to you both again. Christopher, good luck for the 27th of February. We'll speak to you before the fight. And Owen, we'll be keeping a close eye on your progression as well.
All right, thank you, brother.
Very much.
Thank you very much for talking to Lights Out, guys.
All right.
Cheers.